Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are very excited for this week's Stay Connected webinar. I'm Kim Larson with the 21st Century Community Learning Center program, and we are one of the partners for the Get Connected After School Conference, along with Beyond School Bells, Nebraska Extension, Click to Science, and Nebraska Department of Ed. So I'm very happy to introduce you to Sandy Day. Many of you know her and work with her. And Sandy's going to be sharing some really fabulous resources available on the Beyond School Bells website, as well as Mizzen by Mott. So I'm really excited to see what's new. Thanks, Sandy, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on and share neat stuff that's out there. I hope everybody's Thursday is going really, really well. My second hope is that it does not take a massive nosedive in the next 30 minutes. No, I'm kidding. I kid. Okay, first of all, the first thing I wanted to make sure that was able to happen, you did it, you smiled, that was cool. Secondly, I want to make sure that if you have any follow-up questions, that you do not hesitate to reach out to me. My address is going to be on a webpage I'm going to share in just a second, but basically it's sday@nebraskachildren.org. And please remember, I am a free resource to you, be it to help you specifically ferret out resources for, let's say you're looking ahead to summer and you want to start planning those summer activities. I could certainly help out there. I mean, that's one of the things that I do. And just please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay. And then also here, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind just pointing out a couple of the other Beyond School Bells folks who have just recently joined our team. Allison O'Toole is here. She is the director of, help me out, of community partnerships. Oh, I've screwed it up, Allison.
Program director.
Ah, there we go. Program director. Okay, excellent. And then also here is Lauren Mott, and she is a coordinator of community partnership.
I was just going to let you go for it. I am the coordinator of, well, no, I don't even know what I am anymore. Investment and projects coordinator. There it is.
There you go. Excellent. Fabulous. And I really need to point these folks out because I know we talk about this all the time. There's going to be some resources coming out from Beyond School Bells at the beginning of the school year. And these three ladies, including myself, will be able to connect you with the application, possibly to add some additional programming to your programs over the whole year. But we're going to start out with kicking off for the best summer. I think we're calling it the very best summer. That's going to be our theme. So anyway, please, the next thing you probably want to do is you're going to want to bookmark a site here in just a sec. It's actually accessible from our website at Beyond School Bells. So I'll take you there first, but I mean, you can get there directly from if I could just get the right webpage up here, that'd be groovy. Okay, so here's our curriculum page. This is our whole webpage, but I started us out on the curriculum page partly because this is what we're talking about today. Anyway, I put a little blurb here about what this repository of Mizzen is all about. And I know some of you have probably seen this before, but I do want to point out there is a bunch new there, first of all. But secondly, if you don't mind, can I just treat you like you don't know anything about it? Okay, cool. So Mizzen by Mott is about 2 years old. It began in the winter, actually it was January of 2019. And it's just blossomed and become such a robust site. The Mott Foundation called it Mizzen for a reason. And I don't know if you know what a mizzen mast is on a ship, but picture a ship out on the ocean with the big sails and everything. The mizzen mast is the second tallest mast on the ship, and it has a real specific job. It doesn't deflect the first piece of wind. That's the main mast, right? And they're aligning this with school. So in school is the main mast, and after school is the second largest and most important mast the mizzen mast. So that's where the word itself, why it was being used this way. Anyway, also wanted to point out, once you can go directly to Mizzen, it's mizzen.org, but you can start here. I always like to point people here because we have quite an array of material that was developed here locally, either at the city level or community level. A few things were statewide. And when you get into the deeper pieces of this, there are even some national resources, like there are 150 summer activities that came a couple years ago from the statewide networks, and they're fabulous too. But anyway, let's get over to Mizzen. And is everybody seeing Mizzen, the main page? Goody gumdrops. Okay, so you will want to log in. And if you haven't created an account, you simply just create one. And then of course you log back in when you need to. Oh, this is the part. I wanted you to see what it looks like when you first get in. I didn't want to take you right to the homepage, but this is where you have to wait for me to type. I hate this part. Because then this is where you're going to make a mistake, right? Okay, close your eyes because I have to check my password. Okay, I'm kidding. All right, so I've signed in. I just love this page. These people think of everything. First of all, don't those kids look cute? And a nice welcome back message for me. There is your navigation panels over here on your left. And one of the things I just absolutely love about this site is this invite a colleague link is right here. And it's awesome. So, I mean, if I was still the director of 21st Century in Council Bluffs, I would invite a colleague, by sharing this link and say, hey, Jessie, she's one of my middle school people, site director. Jessie, maybe you could take a look at this particular unit that I found. And then, of course, then follow up with a personal one-on-one conversation about that particular thing. But I just love the fact that they put that feature and it shines through each of these menus here on the left. The next thing that they always give you is a featured content for the day. And it's December 2nd, so it's going to change every single day. Not only does it have a featured content, which I think is a great idea, and I wouldn't mind walking through it if you don't mind, but it also has these pro tips. So your whole categories for Mizzen are groups, which helps you organize your you can use this tool to organize everything from your attendance to your units, how you can assign assignments right out of Mizzen to their actual group that you've created. You can then run reports, by the way, to find out how many days Little Sandy Day was in club this particular semester. I know some of you probably use CitySpan for that sort of thing, but this is kind of nice because A, it's free, and B, you can still run some of the same kinds of reports that you can do in CitySpan, and again, it's free. Then there's, of course, the content. We'll get to that, but there's pro tips, which I love, and they literally are little education best practices from teachers or other educational professionals, and literally they are a tip in a minute. One of my favorite ones, and it came across, I don't know, just a couple weeks ago, again, a reminder, when we're talking to our kids, just try to take the whole closed-end question creation out of your brain. Never, and it basically said, never, ever, ever, ever use a closed-end question in after-school programming, because you really want them to talk, and you want them to talk to each other, and you want them to solve problems. And that's one way to make them do that. Then there's this feature here, which you guys, I tell you, I cannot tell you how valuable I see this as. If I were a site leader or a program director or even a classroom educator or teacher, coach, after school, whatever you call them. But I don't know about you, but when I was back in K through 12 doing the after school stuff, we had the worst radios. I happened to visit over at Lothrop the other day, and man, they got a great set of radios, and they can talk to each other. We had not only the worst radios, but also then we had terrible cell phone reception. So you couldn't even rely on your mobile phone to get a hold of Miss Smith, because Little Sandy Day's mom is here and she's been here for 20 minutes. We can't get a message. It just was a mess. This literally is a messenger app within Mizzen. So basically your teachers would all, have their app, their smartphone on them, and they could receive a message just like that to send so-and-so to the front office to check out. Anyway, moving on. Okay, let's take a peek at one lesson here, and then I'll show you the how deep and wide this content is. You're going to be kind of blown away. Okay, reading and literacy activities for K through 5th grade. All right, so cool. And all the lessons, by the way, are set up this way. So they'll give you an overview of, apparently there are no reviews for this, but it tells you that the different topics that you'll be working on in this particular set of activities. So creative thinking, language arts, literal thinking, reading, virtual, and you can do this virtual or in small group. Okay, it gives you the time frame for the different activities that are here. Here again is sort of an overview about this playlist. Mizzen has a content in 3 areas. They call it a playlist, which if you think about a music playlist, like you just love Bruce Springsteen like I do, so you create a Bruce Springsteen playlist. So there's a playlist, which is like a topic with related topics near it. There's also modules, they call them modules. In the old teacher days, I would call them units, because they are a set of activities that fall under a particular topic. And then there are straight up activities. So there's 3 different buckets. And if I were you, I would just go on an exploration tour until you kind of get used to how Mizzen is categorizing these different things. Okay, so anyway, this is a playlist. So here are the 10 lessons. Here, let's click into one. And again, I love they give you the 65,000 foot level on each one of these. This actually kind of sounds like fun, you guys. We should do this sometime. Yeah. Okay, let's take a peek. Okay. So students are going to play a version of 20 questions. Okay, you're going to pair them off probably. Which would work well with one student thinking of something from a predetermined category, while others ask their partner up to 20 questions to determine what it is. Finally, students reconvene and then debrief. Okay, again, these lessons are set up very much like the ones we write. We have everything kind of in the same area: the summary, setting the stage, the materials you need, preparation, and what actually the steps look like. A lot of times they'll give you a variation, or they'll give you an extension of some sort or an enrichment. And then I also want to point out this cool feature over here, the simple little print button. Again, if I was in my old life, when we found something that we absolutely loved, we clearly printed it because we knew it was going to be part of that 2nd grade curriculum every single year, or however long we choose to use it. I cannot tell you how easy it is to print from this application, even from your device. I mean, that feature alone blew me away. Literally, boom, and then you print it. Ta-da. And again, there's everything you need for that particular activity. In fact, I do want to print this. So I'm going to do that. But I can't because you guys are all in the way. So I'll just get out of that. We'll go back. We'll get out of here. We'll move you guys. Do you know what I mean? The little window is covered up. Okay, there we go. You guys moved over, so you hid my button there. Okay, so then I want, if you don't mind, let me stop and see. Are there any questions at this point? Let me find my chat button.
Can you search for like categories that you're interested in? So if you wanted like science curriculum or reading curriculum.
Yep. That was exactly where I was going to go next. Thank you very much, my friend. Okay, so again, I created one group, and currently I have not taken attendance in my 12-person group because it's, it's not May 2nd yet, or December 2nd yet. But notice this group is expired. Moving on. Okay, so here's our content, and here are the 3 buttons I was telling you about. The first thing I would do, though, if I were you, well, it won't happen the first time you go in, but here's the thing that I often do is I will have used the filter, and then I will forget to clear it. So if you notice, I filtered for I think I filtered for publishers. So I'm going to clear that because I want all the content to come back. Okay. And there it is. Okay. So there are these 3 different categories. There's a playlist. I'm going to move you guys out of the way. Okay, cool. And again, you just would click in, you know, if you were just going to go walking through, you could do that. There are modules, which like are units, and then there are straight up activities. Let's filter for, I think, Lauren, did you say STEM maybe? Okay, cool. So, so here's all your categories, 21st century skills. I love that they are on top. And you can read all of these yourself. And as we all know, SEL is incredibly important for after school programming. I'm glad they did not neglect that category. Okay, so let's see if we can, okay, cool. So I am filtering for STEM. So here are the STEM activities, the STEM modules, and the STEM playlists. I can also filter by grade range, which you're probably going to want to do. And this little slide rule is it gets tricky. So just be patient with yourself. Do you see what I mean? How it's sliding down like that? It's not, I mean, why didn't they just build in grade bands like we all do? Okay, so I have that filter on. So you notice that my playlist went down quite a bit, and modules and activities as well. But again, I'm looking only for a specific grade level. Anything else we want to filter on before we just take a peek at something? Okay, because I am going to come back and filter on publisher here in a minute, because I attended a session with Allison last week by Mizzen, one of their sessions to highlight some of their new content, and it's just really remarkable. I want to make sure you get over there. But anyway, let's take a look at decorating our science notebook. Okay. Okay, we are going to use our notebooks with a sense of creating a sense of personal ownership. And okay, we're going to familiarize ourselves with routines around using our science notebook. Groovy. I love it. Let's see some examples of covers. Oh, I've never seen that before. Okay, well, apparently I need access for that. We'll go back. Here are the activity steps. Timeline. Bless you. Oh, very nice. Oh, here are some of the examples. That's nice. Cool. All right. All right. Okay. And so just taking an overview of what else is here. So we've got Draw a Scientist inventory kit. You've got making a kite. What is lift? That looks like fun. Sketching for observation exercises, parachuting, notebook organization. Okay, cool. So those are the areas or the activities that go along with that grade level and STEM. And again, there would be modules. There are 2 of them here. So here's how to set up a science setting up a science notebook. And then, ooh, invisible forces. I think I'll go take a look at that one later. That looks like fun. All right, what about the playlist that's here? 8 STEM activities for K through 5th grade at home or in small groups. Nice. 10 hours of activities here with 11 different activity lessons. Erg. My eye hurts. Did you get hit by it? Would you get hit by it? Okay. Okay, somebody had a sense of humor. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go back and take a look at that one later. All right. Okay, the other one I wanted to tell you about in content is you can search by, I'm going to clear these filters. You can search by publisher. And this is such a cool category. I mean, just a cool way to think about what's here. And I know you will take time to do this, but it's kind of cool to just walk through the different combinations of people that came together to put content together for this repository. The Pulitzer Center, right? Like, oh, please, NASA's in here. I want to talk about specifically, I want to talk about PBS if you don't mind. So we just recently attended a Mizzen workshop on their student reporting labs that the National PBS mothership, if you will, partnered with Mizzen to create these several different activities. Anything in here that says student reporting labs is part of that PBS whole unit, if you will. And Allison said it beautifully earlier this week. One of the coolest things about this, and this majority of these things are for secondary students, so grades 6 through 12, is having the opportunity to, Mothership will connect you with your local PBS station to do a lot of these things, like practicing the art of the interview. What is real broadcast news and how do you actually put those steps on? I got into that one earlier this morning, or maybe it was later that day and then earlier this morning. I didn't know, I mean, I'm not a newscaster, I'm not a reporter. I used to be in journalism. I love journalism. I thought I was going to be a reporter, but I didn't do that. But so much stuff about how a broadcast news session is put together was just so easy to understand. And then the kids will then, their project is to replicate that. And as Allison said, they're going to be able to put worked with PBS on this publication on their resumes. And I think that would be pretty, well, pretty important if you're actually going to go into this sort of work. But anyway, you can kind of see the categories of the different components of the student reporting lab. So fair use and copyright. Let's see where we're at. Finding a story, in-camera edit. Yeah, we got journalism ethics, pitching your story. That was an awesome one. So how do you actually get a producer to listen to your idea, understand that you've really done a lot of background work on it, and get them to buy into it as much as you have so that you can actually produce your story. It was a really excellent unit. So pre-interviewing, what you need to do to get ready for interviewing. The actual production, this is where you'll find real live productions by kids across the country. And this is not related to this particular collection, but I can tell you this race and justice piece is remarkable. Make sure you get into it before we get into the month of February, because you're going to want to use some stuff in there. It's really, it's powerful. Okay, student reporting again with shifting the frame, teamwork and planning. And again, here's what is newsworthy really? What makes a good interview and what makes a good video story. And you'll see some good video stories in there as well. But again, all these other pieces in this activity collection were co-authored with PBS and Mizzen. Oh, and there is even a module itself that's the whole student reporting labs is there listed that way. So all those activities we just saw are in one unit right there. Okay, I wonder if I can stop right now because I see we have 5 minutes left. I want to see what questions. I see something in there. Oh, thank you, Lauren. My friend Lauren was reminding me of the time. So it's mizzen.org, or you can get there from our website. I know we're showing it on this computer, this PC, but note that this application started on a handheld device, and you can download the app from the App Store. It's free, and you get all this same stuff right there in your hand. And again, I just can't tell you, if I was still out in boots on the ground doing after school, I would build my entire everything around this: professional development, content development, organization tools for just running your clubs from day to day. I just think this tool is amazing. So I'm going to stop there. And oh yes, I'm with you, Sandra. I know the more you get in there and dig around, the more you say, geez, I wish I had another 20 minutes because there's just so much there. It's just, you really need like a professional development half a day to go through and really pick some things out and run them past your team and see if you want to give them a shot. So, and hopefully you will. Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate the opportunity to share some stuff with you. And again, please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything more you need from me. I could also, if you want, share with you, oh, there's a little person. I could also share with you a recorded version of this session that I did during the pandemic. It's up on my YouTube channel, so I can follow up with that if you'd like. And I'll send it to Kim, and Kim, if you think it's appropriate, you can send that out. But I guess we have this one, so we got this one. We don't need that one. We've got this one. We've got the most up-to-date one.
And Sandy,
All
is there any resources you want us to post along with this recording on the Stay Connected site? You can send those and
Okay.
people can go there to find them.
Okay, super. Oh yeah, yes. That's exactly what I will remind everybody of, all the curriculum that's up there on our website, because there's a ton up there.
So Sandy, they would just go to the curriculum link on the Beyond School Bell
Yep.
site.
And one of the most, well, one of the newest pieces that, this will just take a second, that we added is, you guys did it again to me, moved. I wonder why I keep doing that. Nobody knows. This is I can say I really love this unit. I just wrote it with my good friend Kent Day. That we created a new category. It wasn't up here probably a month ago, called citizenship. We developed what I will, using the Mizzen language, a playlist of activities that are all about citizenship and what it means to be a citizen. What are the rights of you as a citizen, and what is your responsibility in hand? So the activities are K through 12, grade banded. So K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12. There is so we have a video there that's I think we were going to do this for the Get Connected, and we created that video for that, and it's sitting right there. So that's not a bad place to start. You can get a walkthrough of that. Then you see the actual lessons. They're just sitting here. They're hyperlinked here, and you know, obviously you'll just click on them. And then, so here, and again, this is, I'm going to say it's a playlist. This is not like a lesson that goes scope and sequence. So you pick what you want. Here's the title of the activity. Here's the hyperlink. Here's a description, the notes, and the type of activity that it is. And we have these activities lined up into 4 specific themes. Each of these sets of lessons has a voting component to it, and the voting subjects are based on developmental ability. So kindergartners might be voting on their favorite snack or a class pet, whereas high school kids may be voting on should we set up some recycling in our high school, stuff like that. So, but voting is in every one of those grade bands, partly because we wanted kids to understand how important it is. Kids secondary, so grade 6 and up, actually register to vote because we want to practice that they need to do that in order to vote. We figured the littles, they wouldn't get that. So we left that to the older kids. So that's that. So please go there if you are looking for something along those lines. And again, thank you very much for taking some time to spend with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Really excited to get in there and dig around. There's so much new on the Mizzen site that since the last time I looked at it, really
I know, isn't
high quality activities and modules. Good. Well, thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for joining. Our next webinar is going to be on Thursday, December 16. And Sandra is leading that session on STEM mentors. Sandra, is there anything you'd like people to know about your upcoming webinar?
I know that we are going to be talking about some things that I don't yet know what's going on, because there's some meetings that happened yesterday and today about a new project. So I can't tell you everything about what to expect, but we have some opportunities to bring university students into your after-school program in person or virtually. And we'll be talking about several of those. So come find out. I will know by then, but it's just happening right now. So it's pretty exciting.
It'll be all the newest information. Thank you, Sandra. We're going to look forward to that as well. Well, thanks to everybody for joining, and we will look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. So have a great day. We'll see you soon.